What's up guys, it's John with Optimized Nurse. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about your ticket to going deep. So I made a little boarding pass for us to use for if we're going to go to deep work time blocks, deep love time blocks, deep energy time blocks, whatever. This is the formula that you can use. This is the boarding pass you can put on. So let's get started. Obviously, first you're going to have the location. And you know, Cal Newport says that make it the same if possible. Like if you're going for a deep work session, then make that location the same if possible. It helps with your motivation and with your willpower. All right. So next would be the time. Obviously, you have to pick a time. You know that already, I know. But remember that video I did about matching your energy to your work. That's going to be so important because if you want to use these time blocks to the best of your benefit, then you need to match your energy to your work. The best energy goes to your best work. Okay? And then for how long? Well, there's a ton of scientific research out about 50 to 90 minutes is about as long as we can be on, and then we need to take about 5 to 20 minute breaks in between. You know, we need to oscillate between being on and being off, being on and being off. Okay? All right, so now that we have our flight plan and our flight prep, remember we have to have safety first. So we have our flight prep, just like for whenever we get a call, EMS calls us for a patient. They tell us where we need to go, so we have a plan. But sometimes they say, okay, meet us at the airport, and then they'll call us back and say, hey, we can't extricate this patient out of the vehicle. We need you guys to land on the highway, and you guys can help us. So no problem, but we had a flight plan, and we're able to change it. That's why you have to have a flight plan. So before we take off, though, we have what are called the pre-flight checklist. And what we do there is we all make sure we have fuel, our safety stuff has been looked at, we're all secured, and we have our supplies, we have our medications and everything already before we take off. With what you can use as your pre-flight checklist is your 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is so important because it's just getting you started. We use the pre-flight checklist and then we use a pre-landing checklist as well. Okay, so after we have the patient on board, we're going to the hospital, the pilot will say, hey guys, are you guys all secured? Do you have your medications all secured, your ventilators and as a patient, you guys, everybody got their seatbelt on? Okay, good. And then we also have a checklist we do with them. So the reason why checklists are always used at the beginning and at the end is because that's where most of the problems occur. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but have you ever noticed that the trolls are always at the bridge? Why is that? Have you ever wondered that? Well, it's because rivers are transition areas, and the bridges are what we use to get over those transition areas. And the 2-minute rule is what we can use to transition over into and out of our deep work time blocks or deep love time blocks, just like we do with our pre-flight checklist and pre-landing checklist. All right, so the last but definitely not least is the environment. Whenever we're going on scene, we're flying down to a patient, our first thing we do is check the environment and make sure it's safe, make sure there's no obstacles that are going to get in our way. And I think that you can do the same thing with your boarding pass. You need to look around and look at your environment and say, wow, this is pretty cluttered. It's really distracting me. Or wow, those people are pretty loud. Maybe I should go somewhere else. Or you need your headphones or whatever. So make sure you check out your environment as well. All right, and most importantly, use the 2-minute rule. Remember, that's the thing that helps you bounce or jump over the trolls at the transition areas. Just like kids, if you have kids, you know that it's always the transition areas that get us. So the key is to master those transition areas with the 2-minute rule and just getting started. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next